my old chick. She can hit me up, but she ain't getting no dick. I'm the type to act like I don't know shit. Let them think they getting over, then I rearrange the whole script. Oh shit, back up on my focus for more chicks. Came up with the Scarfaces, now with the sauces. I don't fuck with poses.
Right now, there's a situation going on with Karen Civil. She's a publicist. She does promotions and stuff.
Marketing. She's one marketing
right.
person now.
And there are people saying they gave her a lot of money. Joyner Lucas being one of them. Said he gave her $60,000.
So there's multiple artists, and he's one of them.
And he's one of them. Saying that this money was given, they don't know where it went. Like, is this just the nature? How do you, and from you being in the game for so long, what are the steps to stop that? How do you be cautious?
I mean, the things that protect you in the field of business are contracts, right? So you have to really make sure that you have a sound legal team, knows what they're doing, and even if you don't know, even if you don't have the legal parlance to speak all of the shit in a contract, just say what it is from your own position. Yo, I need X, Y, Z, I need this, how do I get this? Hopefully you get somebody who can sit there and really break it down for you and explain shit to you. And I'd say to every artist, just a little bit of advice. I don't give a fuck if a motherfucker gotta explain it to you 10 times or 100 times. Don't ever leave a room with a lawyer until you get that moment when you go, I get it. You got to be able to have that one moment where you say, oh, okay, I get it.
Right.
Don't ever try to like force it like, I get it, and you don't really get it. You know how you be in that shit sometimes?
Oh, yeah.
You got to be like, oh, okay. I don't give a fuck how stupid you may think people look at you as. You always got to explain it. But I would say that you'd have to have a sound legal team to help protect you in that way. You know what I mean?
Should other artists play a role in this? Like you being a part of Native Tongues. Did you guys ever sit down and be like, well, I got this type of contract. What did you get? What did you get?
Yeah, we've done that. But that's why going back to the whole thing that y'all two were talking about, a union, I'd love to talk about that more because Master P, I never met that brother. I love him to death. And if you see this, I would love to talk to you about it. He was talking about doing a union a couple times. You know, it's weird. I think
What hinders that?
capitalism, because we have a lot of brothers who have become capitalists. I'm not saying that that's who they are,
Right.
but they've become that, I guess.
In a way of like
Like, you know, like just the bit, like, you know, wanting to like probably not want to share the information, not even the wealth. And then wealth is really information, right? But share the information. Let me know where all the bodies are buried. When we go to do this deal overseas and we're doing streaming rights overseas, how do we get around these societies like ASCAP or BMI to get this or whatever? Whatever those little nuanced problems could be, we got to be able to share it. I think that that's how we could be a union. I think that I think it's a necessity, you know, in this business, because what we saw, what happened with the whole streaming shit with record labels. Record labels said basically fuck the artists when Spotify was coming along, and they made deals to cover their own asses with these streaming companies. You know what I mean? And then they come up with, like Spotify for example, it's come up with like their own metric on how they pay out people on a song based on a stream.
Right.
I don't know what the exact number. Something like 4,000 or something streams equals one sale of a record.
It's super small.
Yeah. How does that
Who
happen?
comes up with that metric?
Right.
Who decided that was the
And
thing?
what is the blind number that we're not seeing? and this is across the board.
You gotta get $10 million to make $100.
See all this? You see what I mean?
Because you gotta wonder, like, why is this streaming
crazy.
service
See what I
able
mean?
to give a different
That's
number than this one? How is it being equated?
That's why I don't be coming outside, man. That's why I don't come outside for you, my nigga, for real. You feel me?
One important question I want to ask. So, going back to what we was dealing with the record company. So, you know, like the people that you actually dealt with in the beginning when you was a kid, basically, that put you on. If you would have walked in the room, super smart, how you saying, with the law and all of that, and knowing the contract and knowing all of that, would you be Q-Tip right now?
No, I wouldn't have signed that shit.
But would you be Q-Tip?
Would they have given you what your just due? That's the question.
Would they have signed you if you knew what you knew then, what you know now?
No.
No, exactly. And that's the point I want to make. So basically, when you're dealing with business people, they in their mind and their motto, it's a million rappers out here.
Yeah.
I could take anybody, you know, any black boy that walk in that, you know, have lyrical ability, and I could make him a Q-Tip. I can make him a Jay-Z. I can make him this.
In their mind,
let me finish. If you walk in there and you start dictating and telling me all of this stuff and you know all that, come on, I don't got time. I don't got time for that.
Yeah, it's like he know too much.
You know what I'm saying?
He know too much. I don't want. Yeah, get him out of here.
We spoke about
and
this.
that's in business all the way across
We spoke
the
about
board.
this
They know too much, you don't want 'em.
the very first time I was on this show.
Shit crazy.
We had this exact discussion, and I broke down exactly the reason why that happens, why it happens so often, and why they get away with it. It stems around the age gap so crazy, and people act like they just don't see it. You're Interscope, he's Atlantic, I'm Def Jam, I'm Universal. It's gonna be super difficult for me to find a prolific artist with the streetwise acumen of a Jay-Z. It's gonna be super hard for me to find the talent level of a Common, an Andre 3000, a Q-Tip. How hard is it gonna be to find these guys? Damn near impossible to find generational talent that makes something like Can I Kick It that reverberates decades after the song is over. Super difficult to find those. But if I make the littles popular, these things that don't take a lot of lyrical skill to create, a lot of creativity to create, if I make that popular, I can replace it every time it burns out. And as long as I keep them separated from where the knowledge is, from where the information is, from the people who can tell them how to do better, as long as I keep them away from them. So what do? Yo, anybody over 30 is corny. They wash. Don't listen to them. They whack. You can't get enough. They old. They broke. They corny. Don't never mind what their bank accounts might actually look like. Never mind what the long money might actually look like. Fuck all that. I'm just gonna tell you they not hot, they not popping, they wash, they corny. Stay away from them. Q-Tip walks up to you and goes, bro, we need to talk. Master P walks up to Kodak Black and goes, yo, you need to let me have a look at these contracts because I know exactly what they're gonna try to do to you. I don't want nobody old around me. Get from around me. I don't want to hear none of that old shit.
They've already planted the triggers
bullshit.
of divisiveness.
So what happens? What happens? Me as the label, you as the label, because I'm not interested in culture, because I'm interested in a commodity, because I don't see hip hop as a culture. I see it as a commodity. I see it as one big factory line where I could just create it, put it out, burn it out, replace it,
I'm
repeat.
looking for a formula that I can repeat.
Because that's where the money is.
Right.
Now see, here's what I point out to the fellow execs that I always end up beefing with. Because I understand the way they think and I get it. I understand why it makes sense. If I'm gonna be an exec, shout out to Viper Records, if I'm gonna do that, I want my own era. And eras don't come from here today, going tomorrow artists. They come from legacy level, generational level talents. And you can't jerk them. You can't treat them like you can replace them tomorrow, because that's not, but it takes work to go find them. It takes work to break the formula, because now it's gonna take me extra money to put them past where the littles are and to keep them rocking. but they talk to me like it's impossible. But meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar is right there. Griselda,
Every one
right
Kendrick, there's 20 Lils.
there. Exactly.
Right.
But that
And those Lils keep the lights on.
right. Right. But
keep the lights on.
But what's
They keep the
again,
lights on.
here's where we get to the morals and values of the culture of business or the culture of art. Right? Which side do you stand on? Do I want to keep the lights on and keep my money right? And I said white. Slip. Do I want to keep my money rocking? Or do I want the kind of legacy that stands up and let the money come? What's your priority?
But I think you only get those type of situations when someone who is actually part of the culture becomes the executive.
What?
It's
Thank
not
you.
going to happen
Why do you think some of the more culturally like driven like artists that we've seen and some of the more the iller legacies that we've been able to witness, where do you think they've come from? Like, look at the Violator family. Look at the people that Violator produced as a management team. Look at what the Lighties did. Like, look who we got from them. Mobb Deep, Q-Tip, Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott. Like, bro, disgusting. Everybody that came rolling out of there, like, not LL Cool J. Like, we got cultural shit.
Right.
Non-stop. Whenever we've had our hands directly in our future, whenever we've been able to treat it like a culture and not a commodity, we've come out with the greatest shit ever. And these are the names that get remembered.
Yeah, look at, like,
That's why when I
Cash
talk
Money
to my
for better,
clients,
you know, Baby
my
and
first
them
thing
do
is,
that,
what
too.
kind of career do you want? Tell me what kind of career you want. Are you here to do this rap shit long enough to springboard you to something else? Or do you want a career and a legacy? Which one are you trying to build? Because those are two very separate paths.
Right.
Take the legacy. Take the legacy.
The money comes with legacy. You can make money with legacy.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.